Hey, blessings everyone. This is Yanni, the only lockologist. So I want to talk about you guys watch this gentleman. His locks look nice and thick. It is beautiful. I did half his here. Terrence, it's showing, right?
Yes.
Okay. You my camera guy for now.
Okay.
My client's king is helping me with my camera because she needs for doing a color. So his hair looks beautiful, right? We have not seen him since 2021 because he moved and we were to him we were far away. So he went to Shanae and got his hair done. And though we are retiring out of Georgia and everybody wonder why I say Shanae, to me a Shanae is somebody who twists their client's hair or interlock it, whatever technique they use, and they see the client's hair falling out when it comes to locks. I'm just talking about locks because that's the only hair I work with. And you're telling the person, hey Kevin, hey Tyrone, hey Terrence, hey Misha, whatever, come back every 2 to 3 weeks because you can't let your hair grow long enough, too much because I wouldn't do it. So you kind of put your client in back them up against the wall saying you need to come more often. And this is what happens. I preach this. This is the reason why I let people know Jimmy and I are different from what most people that do locks do. This is what happens when hair, no matter what technique it is twisted. You guys are seeing it? Too often and too tight and styled. While Jimmy was washing his hair, 2 locks came off. And we haven't seen him since 2021. In fact, I forgot who he was because I changed phones. So his number didn't come over in the new phone. And he had to tell me I'm the music conductor. He's a conductor. First one we ever meet. Right? And I say, I remember who you are. So this is what happens to here. Yeah, you guys watching it? This is where your locks are being twisted too often or interlocked or whatever technique is being used. It's not about the technique. Too often and too tight. Right? Some people have weak spots in their hair. For me, my weak spot is my back. Right? Some people it's on the side. Some people it's on the crown of their head. In his case, it's at the crown of his head. So this is where your weak spot is where if you're doing too much manipulation with your locks, your weak spot is the thing that's going to thin out first. I even have clients who weak spots are by their temple, right? And for him, it's on the crown. It's right on the top of his head. And this is what happened. Guys, I've been doing this for a long time. Jimmy and I are so ready to retire. We're doing it in parts. So you guys already know we're retiring Georgia. So we'll only be working in Jersey for a couple of years. But the reason why we are ready to retire because this is exhausting. I can't talk enough about how this is unacceptable. You are watching your clients here thinning and you're still telling him to come. How often was she telling you to come?
Well, she just said come more often.
Come more often, right? And what duration were you going and see her?
Like in the every 3 months or so.
And she still wanted you to come more often.
To come more often than that.
Yeah. So why do people who do here say that? Okay. I may look at this young man, let's say I was a Shanae, I would look at this young man and be like, wow, you got no children. Because when you get your hair done, you talk to your barber, your hairdresser, we like therapists to clients. And we listen and be like, oh, you want no children, you're young, he makes decent enough money. I will get more money from him if I tell him come every 2 to 3 weeks versus coming every 3 months. So it's a money thing for most people, not all. So don't get offended by what I'm saying if you know you're not like this and you do here. But for most people, it's about the money. It is not about maintaining their clients here. There's a sister behind me. You guys might hear a little baby cooing. That's what they call it. Making baby noises. That client has been with me long before I met Jimmy. In fact, when we first met, she flew all the way to New Orleans. I've done videos with her a million times. Huh? From New Orleans, thank you. She flew all the way from New Orleans to Jersey to meet me. She was in her first year of college and she's a PhD now. She's sitting right behind me with her little butterball baby. She and her king just had a baby. Congrats. I'm using her as an example because after all these years, her locks are not even her locks, her new growth is now thinning only because she's breastfeeding. So she's going through postpartum shedding. I'm using her to prove a point. Her hair for all these years until the pregnancy has always been healthy. And her pardon shedding is very mild. I've seen worse. Right? Even when she was in school and she was stressing, I say, here what, we're not going to see each other for a while. Coming in 6 months. You remember that, Jasmine?
Yeah.
Yep. You heard her say, yep. When she was stressing and she was like, Yanni, I feel like my hair's thin. I said, because you're studying for your exams. Don't come next 3 months. Come in 6 months. I break up with my clients every now and then. When COVID happened, and a lot of my clients was losing their hair because they contracted COVID, because of the medication, oxygen loss, and all that stuff, I broke up with a lot of my clients, who are still my clients to this day, and say, listen, I don't want to see you for about 6-9 months. And what they will do, they will still come for Jimmy to treat their hair. We'll wash the hair. We just would not lock it. We'll do the hot oil treatment, the serum, everything. The average person who does locks will never tell their clients that. Because what I'm doing, I'm seriously refusing money for 9 months. That's a lot of money, right? But not everybody's like me. So again, please guys, pay attention to your hair, right? He felt it. Were you the one who felt it, or did she tell you?
That it was falling out?
Yeah, that the locks were thinning.
Yeah, I felt it.
You felt it?
Yeah.
Okay. Pay attention to your hair. You heard what he said? He said he felt it. Touch your hair. If you know, another thing, stop jumping from person to person to person. You find a good person, stay with them. But when you feel your hair and you're like, wait a second, 6-9 months ago I had a full head of locks. What's happening here? You know there is a problem. Something is being done too often and too tight. You need to stop and just allow your new growth to grow back. A good way to fix this, if you are not allergic to castor oil, not Jamaican black, just plain castor oil, that is a good product. You just put it on your scalp, not every day, though it's a thick oil, it's a beautiful oil. Because it's thick, it doesn't need help. You don't have to add anything to castor oil. It works by itself. And you could use castor oil like once a week, once every 7 to 10 days, right? You don't want to oversaturate your hair with oil, okay? Because that also will prohibit growth. So I'm going to put him on a serum. I just wanted to do this quick video. He was like, no, tell them, Yanni, tell them. I'm not turning his face to the camera. It's not about him. And, oh, I know that guy. Oh, I know who he used to go to. No, we're not doing that. We're not trying to embarrass anyone. Him or the person who does this here. We are trying to warn people about this. That's why most of you end up cutting your locks. Because you're going to people who are obsessed with neatness. Neatness is an obsession that will make your hair fall out. You're not going to notice it. And I know you got somebody watching this video and watching the hair like, I know what she's talking about. My hair neat and I still have all my hair. Yeah, you still got all the hair now. Eventually it will catch up to you. Because this didn't happen overnight. Thinning do not happen overnight. It happens in a course of time. Okay? But eventually one day you'll be scratching your scalp and you're wondering, why am I feeling my scalp so frequent? Right? And I'm no longer feeling that spongy new growth. It's because this is happening to you. Also, if this is happening to you, do not go back or go to someone and they tell you some bullshit like, oh, I can fix that, right? I will wrap some fake hair around the thinning part. That is BS. That will make it worse. One, the fake hair they're wrapping, Locs, whatever they want to call it, and telling you that will save it. It is wrong. That is not, you can stay there, baby. That is not organic. That fake hair is not growing from your lock. All it will do is weigh the hair down and it's going to thin it out even more. Because as that fake area they wrap grow, it's going to grow out of the lock. And guess what? This area will still be thin. It's a quick fix for a permanent situation. So do not, this is happening to you. Do not let anybody convince you, oh, I can fix it by wrapping fake hair around it. The best thing this brother, anybody dealing with this can do is just leave their hair alone. You have to allow the new growth to grow back. And then you come to someone like me or to a loctician and they're going to put the new growth naturally, whatever technique they want to use, back into his lock. He decided he's going to meet us in Jersey because this is our last cycle in Georgia. Again, do not let anybody tell you, let me wrap fake hair, it's going to make it worse. Right? You need to have patience with your hair. This thinning did not happen overnight. We haven't seen him since 2021. When did you notice your hair was thinning?
Probably a month or so ago.
About a month ago. Good. And this would have been happening for like the past year. He just finally paid attention to it, okay? As I said, the rest of his hair is actually very beautiful. It's very healthy. This was when Jimmy and I was doing it, but his weak spot is here. That's why he had thinned out. And he was getting it styled. So be patient, not with the person doing your hair. Be patient with your own hair. In order for thinning to be fixed, not for everybody, because some people, when they lose their hair, that's it. They lost it. It doesn't grow back. It's like teeth. That's why we need to take care of our hair. But when you are patient with your hair, drink water, eat properly, take your vitamin D, which is important for hair, and vitamin C too, and he's going to just allow it to grow back, okay? I just wanted to post this video to show you guys what thinning locks look like when it's over manipulated. Take one last look at it. This is unacceptable, and it's sad because he's a very young man compared to Jimmy and I, and right now this, I don't know.
It's distressing.
Yeah, it's distressing. Thank you for saying that. Right, I was running out of adjectives. I really, no, this is upsetting. I have another client looking at me, and she looking at it like this is just crazy. And I'm not trying to shame him. I am mad at the person who allowed this to happen because he saw it. You could have just say, hey, Mr. Gene, you don't have to come back for a while. We pull in too tight. Let's just leave it. I will rather refuse a client and their money than know a client here is thinning out. I will not sleep at night. Plus, I believe in that thing called karma. That is some karma I don't want. What you put out into the universe is what comes back to you. I would not sleep at night knowing I took Gene's money, and after he leaves, Jimmy and I got our money, and I like, yeah, he will fall out in a month. Then he'll never be my client again. So, guys, be careful. Pay attention to what is being done to your hair, please.